This morning for you on Daybreak, Missouri State's foundation is celebrating its 40th anniversary, so we'll take a look at the decades past.
And a bill in the Missouri House could help recruit teachers, tackling the issue of teacher shortages in the state. We'll have those details.
Also, middle school students in Arkansas are recognized for their innovation. We'll explain why. It's all coming up this hour for you on Daybreak.
Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks for starting your day with us and finishing off your week with us. Today is January 15th. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
Joe Morano here with you. Always good when you hear that. Finish off your week, you know?
Yeah, we made it to Friday, and hey, this weekend will be a good one to maybe stay inside, watch some movies, watch some Netflix. We are getting a whole mix of wintry weather, right, TJ?
We are, and if anyone caught that little cackle, we were talking about our good friends Kevin and Liz, who will be joining us in a little bit. Guys, inform me that it's also, we talked about National Bagel Day.
Yeah.
It's National Hat Day, too.
It is. Yeah, I did see that.
Hat Day. We got to look these up in advance.
I know.
So we are prepared. I
hats.
don't think we have any hats in the newsroom where we could wear it when we talk to Kevin and Liz. I'll look around and see what I can find.
Okay, it sounds good. I like that idea. You guys are so right. We do have some wintry weather to talk about here, and it's going to be our big headline as we head through the rest of our Friday. We are dry right now in Springfield, but we're continuing to see snow showers work down from the north. Temperatures are in the 30s, and we're not going to really budge much from where we are right now. Below freezing in Rolla, freezing in Clinton, Fort Wood, 33 in the metro. There are those snow showers, and we have the clouds in play too. I think we do have some snow falling in that heavier band that has been working pretty close to the I-44 corridor. Did see that on our surface map in the weather lab, but still the atmosphere is pretty dry, so we have to have the atmosphere reach saturation higher up before those snowflakes start to reach the surface. Gusty winds also going to accompany this area of low pressure to our north and east. Could have gusts between 40 and 45 miles per hour, maybe even beyond that at times later on this afternoon, really at the peak of this thing, as this area of low pressure really does deepen over the area. They do begin to subside some as we head into our Saturday morning. Wind advisories have been posted throughout a good chunk of the Color 10 viewing area. We have winter weather advisories for the snow, blizzard warnings to our northwest. It's going to be a wintry day, not just here at home, but all across the plains in the upper Midwest. We'll talk more about how much snow we could see and how long it lasts coming up in just a little bit. Joe?
All right, important to keep our eye out for there. Thank you, TJ. This year, Missouri State's foundation is celebrating its 40th year anniversary. Nigel McDonald spoke with the school leaders. She's in studio this morning to explain what the foundation's all about. Nigel.
Yeah, Joe, well, good morning. Founded in 1981, MSU established its foundation to help raise more private funds.
The governor at the time said if you are to get other state money, you need to raise money. And so we started a foundation.
Executive Director of the Missouri State Foundation, Brent Dunn, says MSU was the last of the 5 regional schools to do so.
Throughout those 40 years, we've had literally thousands and thousands of donors that have made a big difference in the campus. If it wasn't for private gifts, the campus would look totally different, feel totally different, and ultimately, what all these gifts do would be to change lives.
Lives like that of MSU junior Lindsay Hendricks.
I really rely on scholarships to cover my education costs. My main goal is to graduate with no debt. So having that opportunity and being granted a scholarship really means a lot because it's allowed me to continue my higher education. I really appreciate it.
Hendricks says if it wasn't for the foundation's help, it's likely she wouldn't be able to pursue her dream of becoming an elementary school teacher.
I just want to help educate the future leaders of our world and be the best teacher I can be because our future depends on it.
Dunn says scholarships will always be a part of the foundation.
You don't necessarily see in terms of like buildings when we raise money for buildings, but it changes people's lives. It can be the difference of whether you get a higher education or not.
More than $1 million a year in scholarships are awarded to Missouri State students.
Well, Dunn says they've created a number of COVID-friendly events to take place this year as a way to say thanks to the foundation's donors.
All right, Nigel, thank you. A bill in the Missouri House of Representatives could help tackle the issue of teacher shortages. According to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, there is a shortage in teachers for many subjects and grades across the state of Missouri. Republican State Representative Bishop Davidson says his bill, if passed, would help with recruitment.
So normally a teacher receives a certificate from the state board of education, and they go through typically a 4-year education degree. This would allow for those qualifications to largely be determined by each particular district, their administrators, their school boards, so on, and give them flexibility in the hiring process.
Davidson, who represents Western Greene County, filed House Bill 439 last month. Davidson says the bill would also give districts more control over who they certify to teach in their district. He says this would especially help in recruiting, for example, STEM teachers, where they may be many people qualified, but they don't necessarily have a teaching certification.
I would be willing to argue that we have a lot more qualified individuals. They just don't happen to have that certificate. And this is going to allow those schools to say, hey, we've determined your communication skills are up to par, that you're good enough with students. We'd like to take advantage of your expertise and your content knowledge and know-how and bring it into the classroom.
Davidson says he has gotten support from local school districts on this bill. If passed, it would allow districts to certify a maximum of 25% of their faculty.
In a look around the region, a second Arkansan wanted in connection with the deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol turned himself into authorities. Peter Francis Steger is being charged out of federal court for his alleged involvement on January 6th.
Peter Steger, this is the FBI. We have a warrant for your arrest. Please come out with your hands up.
According to a special agent with the FBI, Steger is accused of beating an officer over the head with a flagpole. He turned himself in about the same time the feds showed up to his home in Conway to make that arrest.
Also in Arkansas, a group of students at Sonora Middle School in Springdale are being recognized for their innovation. The team of middle schoolers is among 75 semifinalists in the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow contest. The contest challenges students to tackle a problem in their community using skills in science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM. Right now, the students are working on designing the housing for CO2 sensors for life jackets and trying to attach solar panels to make the sensors recharge themselves. If the team wins this contest, they will get $130,000 in classroom technology and supplies.
Our Daybreak Live Drive for now is quiet across the metro, and that's going to be the case, I think, for many of us to start off our day. You can see smooth sailing conditions out there, but look at what we have in place. Blizzard warnings and winter weather advisories across the plains in the upper Midwest, including us here in the Ozarks. We'll talk all about it, let you know how much snow we're expecting here at home coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go away.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist TJ Springer. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.